Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to do something that I'm very interested in. I've got a rock chip on the Aston Martin windshield, and I don't want to replace the whole windshield, and I just want to fix it so I don't see it. Well, today I've ordered a kit from Rain-X off of Amazon, and all of that will be in the description below. But today we're going to test it out and see if it works. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, John Engel here, and I've got some great news. Today we're going to fix that by installing a brand new double dim. So today we're going to do an oil change and replace those.
To do this product, this is everything I think that we will need. I've got glass cleaner from, well, this is Publix, and it looks like it was probably bought in 1892, so hopefully that'll work. We've got some shop towels to make sure we get a good clean. We've got the actual Rain-X kit that has a applicator, it has the repair resin, and it's also got some of the strips in there that we'll put over it so that it's a curing strip. This is a UV activated, so we will have to go into the sun to make sure that this works. And we're going to try to follow all of the instructions. As you can see, it says right there that it goes from this to this, so let's give that a shot. We will also need a just razor blade, just to scrape off all of the extra resin once that's completely cured, and that will give us that final beautiful looking seal. And now all we can do is to get right to this. So I figure what we'll do is give a cold start to the Aston, pull that outside, and then start working on it. For an Aston, it sounds pretty good. That exhaust mod was really worth the bang for the buck. But let's take a look now at what we're trying to fix. And as you can see, well, maybe you can't, right there. Let's see. Oh yeah, now you can definitely see it. This is what we're going to try to fix today. And that is just driving me crazy. It's right there in your line of sight. It's a pretty good little chip. So this will be a good test to see if the Rain-X windshield chip repair can actually fix this. First thing that you got to do, clean the window. Windshield. Window, windshield. Let's just clean it. Outstanding. Step one done. Also, I want to tell you that Rain-X says this saves you time and money. I don't think it saves you time because you have to do it yourself, but it will save you money because, well, I don't have to pay someone to do it. Inside of the kit, they give you a razor blade. Well, that's nice of them. So the first step is this. You get this really cool little impact centering device, and all we do is suction cup this right above our little chippy. So if you can see, our little chip is right there in the middle. This is perfect. Suction cups are down. Got a good adhesion. That's exactly what we're looking for. So it comes with the plunger already in. We need to remove the plunger. This is the, what do they call this? This is the resin chamber. It's got a nice little seal at the end. But basically we want this right over our little chip. You see that this has like a, let's get right there. You see it has a little rubber plunger, and you see that it's kind of got a concaved or convex. Man, school really should help me. Anyway, it's got this nice little curvature to the tip, and when you put this in, that's where you're getting your seal. So let's see if we can see this go in. All right, you can see that it is touching now, but it's not quite flat. So we'll give it a few more turns until it is completely flat. Notice this raised up a little and there's pressure on it. That's going to ensure for a good seal. Next, we're going to apply the resin. You will have to cut the tip off, but that's okay. It says somewhere between 3 to 6 drops. I'm going to go with more is better. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's see if 6 is actually good. Got all that in there. Now, we take the plunger and we insert this in, and this is going to remove the air and basically force the resin into that crack. And it says that we go in until we feel that it's all the way in. Well, I gotta tell you, that's all the way in, so I'm not gonna go any further. Now we wait 3 to 5 minutes. I'm probably gonna give it like 5 minutes just to make sure. 5 minutes later, we are now supposed to remove the plunger to release any air that may have been trapped in there. So we're just unscrewing this bad boy. Okay, ooh, I can feel a little suction, that was good. Now it said to put the plunger back in and screw it back down, just to make sure that all of the resin gets pushed directly into that crack. So I'm doing that as well now. In the instructions, it does not say if you should let that wait anymore, but what I'm gonna do is, now that I've pushed it back down, I am going to give it another about 5 minutes. I'm also going to look on the inside and see what is going on in here. So we can see that it has got the resin pushed into that crack, and we're going to give it another 5 minutes to let that see how it's doing. Another 5 minutes has passed, and it's time to remove what they call the apparatus. So I am just going to pop all of these. Oh, got a little resin there. Be careful of the resin squirt. Oh, I'm gonna put this over here for now. I'm gonna remove a little bit of this excess resin that's around it. Now we are going to do what they call the touch-up part, where we use one of the curing strips, which is just like this little plastic film. Nothing crazy about that. And they say you can look at it. My crack is still there a little bit, but that's okay. You just put like 1 drop and then the curing strip over it. Once the curing strip is over it, we back this into the sun, which I'm going to do right now, and then we let it sit until it's dry. While the Aston is curing and setting in the sun, I thought it would be a time that I could try a little experiment. Now, this repair kit does cracks as well as chips, but I have a scratch that is on the front of the Ferrari, and it bothers me because it's where the windshield wiper must have had a rock or debris in it, and it put a scratch right in the windshield, and it's right dead in my field of view. So I'm hoping that I can fill that with this resin as if it was a crack, and it'll make it perfectly smooth again. So with that being said, let's do a cold start on the Ferrari. All right, guys, so this one's going to be a little different because we're not going to use what they call the apparatus. We are only going to apply the resin and the curing strips and try to basically make that scratch so it's 100% flush again. Let me show you the scratch I'm talking about, and we'll see if we can get this on camera. There it is. So you can see this scratch goes almost the entire way of the windshield, and obviously it happened when somebody was driving and they put the windshield wipers on. Look at that thing. But it's right in my center of view, and I am curious. Now I know that there are options other than this, but I just want to see if this will work for it. I am hoping that this is going to be as simple as applying the resin, the curing strip, and letting it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Let's start, I guess, on the... I don't know where to start, to be honest. There's so many scratches on here. I will tell you, this resin sits nicely, and yes, I did clean the windshield already, so don't worry. That should not be an issue. The nice thing is when you apply the curing strip, even if you didn't get it exactly on the mark, it spreads it out, which I can show you guys. So basically, wherever you put the resin, it just makes that line, and it's going to cure, and then after it's cured, we can just scratch it right off, or scrape it right off, and that should no longer be an issue. All right, let's let this cure. Finally, the sun is coming out to cure my resin strips. This is good. All right, this one's been sitting for about a minute. Oh, that peels off way easier. And it looks like it's much better sealed, and there's also some residue around there. All right, we're inside because it's much cooler in here, and we can now just get off all of the above. And you can see it comes off very nicely. It's like almost like a little layer of plastic because it's resin. Now I'm going to clean it. Just a quick little squirty squirt. Let's take a look at our handiwork. So you can see kind of where, I mean, you can still see a little bit of where the chip was, but now it's filled in. I don't have to worry about it cracking anymore. And it does look a whole lot better when you're just standing outside looking at it. So overall, that's a success. Now for the Ferrari, I don't think the resin has enough to grab hold to stay. I don't know if you guys can still see it. But basically that line right there is still there. Okay, so we learned a lot today. The Rain-X product is excellent for fixing cracks and chips, but not for surface scratches. So, if you're interested, I'll put a link in the description below and you can order it. It's 10 bucks. You really can't beat the deal. You saw the difference it made on the Aston from the huge chip that was in there, and now it's almost not noticeable. On a scratch, I would not recommend it. If it's chipped or cracked, it has the ability to get into the surface and cure. If it's just on top of the surface, it'll just peel off almost like a sticker. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Like, subscribe. We'll catch you next time.